Welcome to the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. Fandom, fun, funny.
Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast.
That was so dramatic.
See, you haven't been a part of my paranormal crossroad Q&As. I've got that dramatic countdown so people can get ready. Although I have no idea if anyone will watch. This was a surprise one. Like I've been scheduling. We're going to be live at this time. However, Johna and I decided we should go live right now, partly because, and this is no fault of Johna's, but we did not record a podcast. Normally you're getting a new podcast on Monday mornings. I had the vaccine side effects and was not myself all weekend. And so there was no recording. There wasn't much of anything. I felt a little bit better yesterday, but I had already scheduled Johna for my paranormal crossroad TV show to do an interview. This was, you know what, Johna? We went to producer Will's club.
I saw that.
Know me from the Smiley Morning Show. Producer Will and I were reunited yesterday. He's got a wonderful club on the west side in Avon where his improv happens. And of course, it hasn't been happening, but they are going to be back in action in June. So we were doing a little recording there. I want to say hello to K5 Mama. Watching, where are you watching? Are you watching on Twitch? Do we have someone watching on Twitch? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You have a follower on Twitch?
We're just chatting on Twitch. Yeah, baby, just chatting on Twitch.
Just chatting.
So one of the exciting things about us recording live is that if you want to comment on what we've got going on, you can do that. I'm going to get the sound effects going and then we'll tell you what's coming up on the show. And yay. So excited that we got you on Twitch. Yeah. So coming up on the show, I've got a Chris Evans update. Lizzo got to experience something that we're all dying for over Nerdy Girls World. We've got What's Got Johna Weeping. We've got Binges and Books, which will include an exciting, I've got a couple of new shows, including The Nevers. So we are going to be talking about that. And of course, we're going to be talking about, well, you don't know what that is. Hello. You are going to find out about it if you keep listening to the Kind of Nerdy Girls. Here we go. Welcome to the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. I just spit. Sorry. One of the perks you get of watching the Kind of Nerdy Girls live, baby. Woo, choo. Joining us today, it's producer Johna. Fun fact. What is the last thing you had to eat while you were watching something on TV? Come on, we eat and watch stuff all the time.
I know, but like my weekend was so busy.
And Sarah, who is watching and commenting, please join in. What was the last thing you had to eat while you were watching something? Johna had cornbread, and what were you watching?
Organized Crime, actually. I was catching up on my shows from when I missed them this weekend.
Oh, okay. Right on. All right. I'm KJ. And because we decided to go live and record this at the last second, we're the only Kind of Nerdy Girls here. So I'm your host. And the last thing I had to eat while watching something was Lou Malnati's Pizza. The Lou Malnati's from Chicago has opened and now opened so near my house that they will deliver on Grubhub. I got Lou Malnati's Chicago pizza delivered to my house, and it was fantastic. And we were watching Resident Alien. Okay, so Johna, just a quick little history of Chicago pizza and what you should know. There are 3 big legendary Chicago pizza chains. Now, someone right now is going to be like, you forgot about this, blah, blah. Okay, I'm going with the top 3. There's Giordano's, which has been here,
also here, yes,
in Indianapolis for a bit. There's Lou Malnati's, and there's Geno's East.
Geno's. Yep, Geno's East. I've been there. I actually went to Chicago to go there.
All right, so you have had one of the top 3.
I had 2 of the top 3.
I've
had Giordano's too. I went to Chicago before they moved here to eat there.
All right. So now if you come over to my house, we'll get Lou Malnati's delivered and you will have the trifecta of the best Chicago pizza. There you go. All right.
When are we going to do this?
I don't know. We'll figure that out. Right now, we got to talk about things that interest people or they'll stop listening to our podcast.
I think pizza's very interesting. But that's just me personally.
If you are a pizza place and you'd like us to talk about your pizza, we'd be happy to do that. Always open for sponsorships. All you give us free pizza, we say you sponsor us. Let us know. You can contact us by going to kindanerdygirls.com.
Please.
Sarah says she had breakfast sandwiches while watching Makeup and Murder Mondays. So there you go. All right. Thank you very much.
That sounds legit.
All right. So I think we're going to start off right now with the top story, what everybody is talking about. It's been trending on Twitter. It's been fantastic. Oh my gosh. Kitsy's calling me right now with an update about Paranormal Crossroad. Can you hang on just a second? All right. Hey, I'm live on Twitch right now. We're recording the Kind of Nerdy Girls. Can you just
Kitsy,
say,
I say hi.
can you just say, yes, it was good news? Okay. All right. I'm going to call you back as soon as we're done. Do you want to join us? I can send you the StreamYard link if you want to be on the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. Go shower. It's perfect. All right. All right. Love you. Call you in a bit. Bye. Okay. All right. Paranormal stuff going on. Paranormal Crossroads stuff going on.
I want you to know that every time I read it, I don't read it as Paranormal Crossroads. I literally read it as Paranormal X-Roads.
Yes. Well, I have started doing some, guesting on these paranormal shows and podcasts and things. And they're like, yeah, from Paranormal X-Road. I'm like, damn it. We thought we were being so cool. We thought we were being so cool. Thank you. Yes, we are live. This is live TV, how it's done now on Twitch and on YouTube. And we're on the Kinda Nerdy Girls Facebook page. We've never gone live there with our podcast. So this is all new.
Which is hilarious considering it's our own page.
I know. All right. Thank you very much. Sarah is watching. We got hi, Sarah. We got hello to that is Michelle. We got our Kind of Nerdy founders representing. Feel free to be commenting as we do this. We're going to get to this Chris Evans update. Wah, 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 wah. It's time for a Chris Evans update. Wah, 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 wah. What the heck, Johna? If I snuck into Chris Evans' DMs, do you think he would be that nice to me?
No.
Okay. If you hadn't heard,
he's a pretty nice guy.
He is, but do you think it? Okay, I want to know. Here's one thing. Okay, first of all, if you did not hear the breaking news, Lizzo got a little tipsy over the weekend and sent Chris Evans a drunk DM.
Is that all I need to do?
Apparently.
No.
Right. I didn't think that you could send DMs to people who weren't also following you. But maybe so. Maybe if you're like verified, like I'm verified on Twitter, but I mean, I'm not verified. Like maybe there's like VIP verified, like Lizzo and Chris Evans are a level of verified that I'm not, so they can talk to each other without following each other.
Yeah, no, he won't. You can't do it.
Okay.
He doesn't follow you, I guess.
Oh. Let me see, because I'm verified. What if I can? Now, I will tell you that Donnie Wahlberg follows me, so I can slip into his DMs. At some point, I will make an effort. It's just got to be right. Like if I'm gonna,
it won't let me do it. So
okay,
maybe because you're more special than me, you can.
I'm just checking to see because I'm verified. I got verified when I was in radio. When they wouldn't verify me now, they'd be like, "You are a hack podcaster. We are not verified."
You're a hack podcaster.
That is who I am. Hey, you think you're going to get verified and be able to direct message Chris Evans? You're crazy. Let's see. All right, so there's Chris Evans. All right, can I send him a message? No. Okay. All right. No, I cannot. Well, then there is a second level, a secret level of verification for people like Lizzo and Chris Evans.
I think he has to also be following you.
That's what I thought. Okay. Well, anyway, no, Chris Evans does not follow me. I think he follows Kitsy from, our celeb photo op days. They are tight. So
And she has not put in a good word for me yet. God,
he has not. So
kind of friend is
Lizzo gets tipsy. She sends Chris Evans a DM. Then she sobers up and she's like, oh my God, what did I do? And like props to her. She loves him on the level that we love him, right? So this is fantastic. Like Lizzo just moved up and like I already had her up there, like cool AF, but now she's in the secret cool AF club. Okay. So she gets a DM back from Chris Evans. Can you imagine?
my girl.
Yes. Yes. And how it was so perfect. And I'm sure he totally didn't care that she screenshotted it and shared it with us because it just shows his charm all over again. And he's like, like, whatever, I've done worse things on Twitter. Love it.
Was it Twitter or was it Instagram?
I think it was Twitter.
Okay.
I think it was Twitter where the artistic crank shot ended up first.
It was on Instagram first.
Was it?
Yeah. Look, okay. I remember. It was on Instagram first, and then everyone was like screenshotting it and all of that stuff, and then posting it on Twitter.
Okay. Well, how I found out about it was because people started text messaging me and then it was trending on Twitter. So you remember it was my birthday. So we will never forget the day that happened. I mean, because every year on my birthday, it's going to come up in my memories. Have you seen what Chris Evans did?
Hey, the 1 year anniversary is coming up then.
It is. Yep. We just hit the 6-month anniversary. March 12th is my wedding anniversary. So that was the 6-month anniversary. It all ties in together. Just another day closer to a cease and desist on the Chris Evans update. On the Kind of Nerdy Girl.
Freaky restraining order, man.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go right from the Chris Evans update into what you really want to talk about. Talking Marvel. Wiki. Thank you. Patches isn't here to do the the baseline to it. So I did the best I could. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as we speak right now, there's one episode left. Johna, let it out. I know you got feelings.
I'm so upset that John Walker has just besmirched the name of Captain America and the Shield. And I just hate him. If he just hadn't, and he is just roid raging so hard right now. It's making me so upset.
I am not, this is gonna be controversial, Johna. Oh. I wish I hated him more. Oh. I have not bought into his story. Like, I wish that they wouldn't have done the locker scene or like all the stuff in the beginning where you're like, oh, are you gonna make me like him because I'm gonna not do that. And I thought he was gonna be one of those people that I would want to hate so bad, but I would understand his humanity so much that I almost couldn't, and I would be conflicted. And instead it was like one scene. That poor woman, why would she ever want to spend her life with him? Right. He's terrible and she seems pretty awesome. But I'm like, there's just nothing redeeming about you. Like, you tried in the beginning to make me think that you were a good guy and that you were going to be conflicted, but you've actually just been a douche the entire time. Yeah. Thank you, Sarah, who says, it's okay. I hate him enough for both of us.
Me too, girl.
I do hate him, but I wish that I felt about him in the way that I have felt about other Marvel villains like Loki, where you hate, you're all so mad at him, but then you're like, oh,
yeah, like how you have like Loki and like Killmonger, like you're like, oh, I don't like you, but like you understand, like you understand why they are like the way that they are.
Even Thanos, there was like, I understood, like, I didn't like it, but he at least had a reason. Like, you had enough backstory to be like, dude, you think what you're doing is right. I don't like you for it. I don't agree with you. But like, this guy just like, what
Right.
even are you?
Right.
Yeah.
I just, I mean, like, and I feel bad for him or whatever because his best friend is, spoilers, deceased now.
Right.
But like, I don't really think it was necessary. And I mean, I know it was like all of the serum, like just overpowering his emotions because he seemed like a pretty emotional person before he took the serum. And now the serum is just like multiple, like how Steve was like a good person before he had the serum, and the serum just amplified the good person that was
Right.
inside of him. So like John's not a good person is kind of what it seems like. So now the serum is amplifying that he's not a good person, and now he's trying to like justify why he's not a good person, if that makes sense.
His partner's family. I hate that he lied to his partner's family. There was no reason to do that.
Nope, not at all.
Like, I don't even think at this point, unless they did some backstory where we saw him and Battlestar in like
Lamar.
in their fine moments and like there's nothing.
All we
you
get
can
is
do.
like pictures. Like we just
Yeah.
get like literal like pictures. We don't get like any story or anything like that. And like, I mean, I get, you know, your best friend's murdered right in front of you and you want that revenge type
Right.
thing. You know, you want that person who did that to them pay. But like,
Right.
come on.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm upset that he lied to Lamar's family, but I kind of get it. Like a little
Dude,
bit.
like,
A little
just
bit.
own up. Like you
like-
said you were made this way, that you had to do this. Well, then freaking own it.
Well, I mean, he's saying that, yeah, I killed that guy because that guy killed him. I guess to bring Lamar's family a little bit of closure, to make sure that they don't think that his murderer is still out there.
I guess.
That's kind of how I saw that scene. I wasn't too happy about it either, because I mean, literally the whole thing is John's fault.
Yes.
And I think that bro, did you see the end credit scene?
I did. Yes. And you know, this is why I love having the kind of nerdy network, because I watched it and didn't go to the credits, and then everyone was like, you better watch the end credits. There's an end credit. I'm like, oh crap. I totally, didn't think there was going to be. And then I went back and watched it and I'm like, dude, no, I am having none of this. And what is he making it out of? Like, you're not
vibranium.
Right. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? You go get a trash can lid? You're gonna make your own little Captain America.
Literally, John is like, he's spiraling so bad right now. Like,
so
it's
let me ask, because there's only one episode left.
And I'm so stressed.
I was hoping that it was like, all right, he's going away. He did his thing. He set up the conflict that we needed to have, of Sam needing to come back and realize that he should keep the shield. He should have the shield. So he served his purpose and he can go away. But then that end credit scene is like, oh, no, you're not getting rid of this douchebag this easy.
No.
Well, we only have one episode left.
This better be a 2-hour episode.
I don't know.
This better be a movie.
Yeah. Well, and then we've got, the Contessa who comes into this and she's like, hello, I own this show now. Like,
I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I love her so much.
I had no idea she was going to be in this thing. And then I'm like, you just are coming in. You are taking over. Here's my business card. It says nothing because that's what you need to know. And I will be calling you and you will answer. Okay.
Right. I saw some guy on TikTok and I want to say that his TikTok name is Straw Hat Goofy. I want to say, because I want to give him credit for his theory. And he thinks that Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character is the power broker.
I don't think she is. I think
you don't think so?
I think she's something else. I don't know. I mean, she could be, and maybe that's who Sharon is, working with. And
can I just say how sad I am that Sharon has not had a bigger role in this show?
I know. Like, they made such a big deal that she was going to be in this.
She's on the freaking cover art for the show.
I know.
How do you have someone on the cover art and she's been in 3 episodes?
Well, I think we're going to see. we're going to see what's going on with her in this finale, and I think that it is setting things up further along in the MCU. I think more so than what WandaVision did, this series was designed to further what Sam is going to be doing as Captain America, what Bucky is going to be doing. I mean, he didn't get to go back to Wakanda if he was thinking about that. They're like, you can go ahead and stay away from us for a while, mister. So I think that this show, more so than WandaVision, is setting up more of the long-term trajectory of the MCU.
Yeah.
It has to be, because there's no way. I mean, as much as I love that we get, Contessa, and it's like, what is she doing here in the second to the last episode? Because this is a curve I didn't see. It's just got to be setting up more of what is to come. And who knows if it was setting up some of what was going to be in Black Widow, if we're going to know more about who she is from Black Widow, because this was supposed to be out before Black Widow, right?
Yeah.
Like, this was there was supposed to be so much more. So I don't know.
Let's talk about Sam and Bucky for a second. Let's
Yes,
talk
please.
about these bros right here that I just love. I just love the bromance that's happening right now.
It
makes me so happy.
It's what we thought I think the show was going to start out as, right?
Yes.
And
this is what I wanted the show to be.
And they're like, nah, we're going to make them work for it. Look, Steve didn't just like disappear and all of a sudden they're best friends. Like, they made us get to the point where we're like, oh, look, they're friends now.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was doing when I was watching. It's like, look at them working on the boat together. They're so
oh my gosh. And Bucky and his whole thing with Sam's sister, like being all.
He's like, hey, I'm Bucky. And she's like, I'm Sarah.
Yeah. But I do think, like, had they gone to that too soon, that there may not have been enough of that to like sustain. Like, we would have been like, okay, the cutesy bromance thing is not a 6-episode arc. So I think that they built it in a way that is just enough that it's paying off, and we're like, yes, and now they can move forward. And if they need each other, they are going to have this understanding, and it's not about Steve. Steve's gone. Now they've got their thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And my boy Sam putting in work. Okay.
Yes.
I was so happy because I really thought that after he talked to Isaiah, he was going to be like, oh, I'm not going to be Cap. And I was like, no, Sam, you have to be. You have to be a role model. You have to set the example.
Right. Yeah. I liked it. I think that, Sam, both in what he said there, he was saying it to Bucky, but he was also saying it to himself. Like, look, Steve's gone. You got stuff to do. I've got stuff to do. We both have to put in the work.
Yeah.
And I thought that it was great. It was weird to see when they were like tossing the shield around and he was doing fine with it. And then in the montage, all of a sudden he can't catch it to save his life. But
well, I mean, because he's doing like all kinds of different stuff. Like, he's trying to do flips and he's trying to do this and he's trying to do that. And I mean, that shield's got to be heavy as hell.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how much strain that is, like, on his shoulder trying to catch it, like, all the time. Like,
yeah.
So I mean, I get it. Because I mean,
I will tell you that the time that we worked with Chris Evans and he had the shield for photo ops, I mean, it was like the shield, like strapped on. Because there was this one woman who was like yelling, I don't want the shield in my picture. And I'm like, you bought the picture with the shield in it. And like, it literally doesn't just come off. Like, you don't understand, man.
Yeah.
You can't just set it down.
Yeah.
And you could tell like that was a legit thing. Do you think that Sam now is completely like, I mean, his original wings are gone, right? Do you think in whatever he becomes, if it's like full on Captain America, some sort of Captain Falcon mixture thing, like, is he done with the wings? Is he just going like shield now? I mean, he can't jump out of planes like Captain America. Like, to me, he's still, I get that you were done with those wings, but that shield can't do all the things that the wings could do.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. TikTok is just my life, so I get a lot of people who do theories and stuff like that. But I mean, I heard it's not really a theory. Like they're talking about how it goes along with the comics, and I don't think that Sam has wings in the comics once he becomes Cap, because I think what's the kid's name? Joaquin Torres, that guy who I love the most.
Yes.
I think he takes up the Falcon mantle.
He does. But I wonder if they're going to, if they're truly going to do that, or if that was sort of, sometimes they'll do those little nods to the comics for the, the readers. Like, we know he's going to take those wings and, that's what he does. But then is he like, are they going to bring him in more? Or was that just like, you guys know what it means that Sam gave him the wings, and that's the end of his story. I hope not. I really like him. He was one of those.
I also really like him.
He's one of those characters. He wasn't even in it a whole lot, but they just developed him so quickly that you want more of him. So that was nice to see. So I guess, we'll see. We're going to, put this out, and then Friday we get the finale. And then there's a little bit of a break, right? Because Loki doesn't come out until June.
Does Loki come out in June?
Loki comes out in June.
Oh yeah,
I want to say June 11th is when Loki comes out.
I'm gonna Google it.
All right, you Google it, and while you're doing that, let's get ready for What's Got Johna Weeping.
It literally, all I did was type in Loki, and it was like Loki release date.
June 11th, dummy. Everybody knows that. You're on a podcast where you talk about it. You don't know that.
But how many people are Googling this that all I had to do was type in Loki?
Yeah. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Remember that we are live and you can comment, and we welcome that. Choo, 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 choo. And you may need tissues for what's next. It's What's Got Johna Weeping.
So going from one Chris that I love to another.
Oh, all the Chris's.
All the Chris's, they're all just so hot. I just can't help it. I have been watching Law and Order Organized Crime.
How is it?
It's so good.
It's like right back, like in the tone and the feel and all the things that you remember.
It's not like the same, because like the first episode was like also an episode of SVU, so it was like a crossover. Mm-hmm. So like the episode of SVU was like where Liv, Captain Benson, who's been on SVU for 20 years, she gets a call about like a car crash or like a blown up car or something, and it's Elliot's car, Elliot Stabler, who's played by Christopher Maloney.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I honestly, I did. I know that Christopher Maloney was in the SVU, and that lots of people love him for that, but I didn't even know what his character name was. So
Elliot Stabler.
Got it. Okay.
So then you just have like this huge like emotional like scene where him and Liv see each other, because they haven't talked to each other in 10 plus years, like since he left the force / left the show. Like their characters, Liv and Stabler, haven't talked in that amount of time. I mean, of course, Mariska and Christopher have talked in real life, but like their characters haven't spoken or seen each other in 10 plus years.
Wow.
So like you just get this huge like emotional scene where you're just like, this is everything that I've been waiting for what feels like my entire life. Like it was so good, but it was so sad because like his car blew up, but his wife was in the car because someone was like trying to kill him.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So his wife, spoilers, died. Yeah. It was effed up. And like Stabler's character has always been like a hothead who like, I mean, he kind of plays by the rules, but like not really. He kind of just does what he wants. So then he joins this group, which is like the Organized Crime Division, and they're investigating Dylan McDermott's character, Richard Wheatley, which
Dylan McDermott's in it. Whoa. Okay. That changes everything.
I freaking love Dylan McDermott. He wears these turtlenecks all the time. He's like Lou Diamond Phillips' character in Prodigal Son. Like he's always wearing turtlenecks, which I love.
When is that show going to come back, by the way?
It already came back.
It is?
Yeah. I just watched the newest episode last week.
Did it come back last week then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Well, that's what I'll be doing tonight. So, okay. So how many sniffles would you give episode? Is it just episode 1?
No, there's
How many have you had so far?
3
We
episodes?
haven't hardly had a chance to talk. Okay.
No, because the one time we talked, I had watched it, but then we got sidetracked or something, and
That happens
was
on
like
this
a
show.
whole thing.
Sometimes we get distracted on this show.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know
there's
if you noticed.
3 episodes out right now. The 4th episode comes out this week, obviously. So he's just investigating Dylan McDermott's character and trying to basically because Dylan McDermott's character is like stealing COVID vaccines.
Oh.
And because he's like a rich butthole. So he's like stealing the vaccines to give them to other rich buttholes.
Oh.
So yeah. So it's like one of those things. And his dad was like in the mafia or like the mob or whatever. And it's just like this whole thing. But it's really good. All the sniffles. I can't tell you like a number because literally the whole time I've just been crying because Christopher Malone, I love him so much. Oh my god, he's such a good actor. But he plays like the grieving widower so well. Like he has to have night terrors and all of this stuff, and he just does it so well. And when he cries, I just cry because I'm I'm so sad for you. And he's still got a kid in high school, I think, living with him, and his son is living with him while they're both trying to because he's got 5 kids, so he's a Catholic man, so gotta have all the kids. But he's got his youngest son living with him, and they're both trying to get through the grieving process of losing a mom / a wife, and the son's I can't leave because I want to take care of you, and all this other stuff. It's just it's so good. It's very emotional. So good. I love it. 10 sniffles.
10 sniffles. Wow.
10 sniffles.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Johna. We're gonna do a lightning round of binges and books to share with you what we've been watching, and then I'm gonna run through the kind of nerdy awards, which Johna was unable to join us, so I don't know that she knows who won.
I don't. I was at a bachelorette party last weekend, so I didn't get a chance to.
All good. All right. Here we go. Binges and books. 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 It's binges and books. Producer Johna. Binges and books.
Oh, me again? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, it's just you and me this time. I mean, if you want me to go first, I can.
No, I just there's only 2 episodes of it out right now, but it is a show called Home Economics.
Okay.
It's on ABC. It's about 3 siblings. One of them's super rich. One of them
sounds like a college course I wouldn't want to take.
I felt that. But no, it's got what's that guy's name? I want to say his name's Topher Grace.
Okay.
I feel that could be wrong. He's
from that 70s show?
Yes. He played Eric on that 70s show.
Yep.
And then there's, God, I don't know her name, but his wife is played by the girl who anybody out there who watched How to Get Away with Murder. She's the girl who played Laurel Castillo on that show. And then a couple of people who I don't know who they are. But it's about these 3 siblings. One of them's super rich. One of them's an author. The other one's broke. She's a therapist or something, but she doesn't have a job. And so her and the writer brother are broke, and they have this rich brother, and they borrow money from him. But it the show's not about them borrowing money from him. It's just about how, growing up as siblings, how close they were, and they're trying to figure out their dynamic now as adults because they used to live far away from each other. Now they all live within driving distance of each other. So they're trying to figure out how to work through all of their problems that they've been having since they were kids now as adults, but with their own families.
Whole thing.
Yeah, it's really good. It's actually really funny too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like some funny. I don't. Well, I was going to say no. I do have some funny right now. Binges and books. 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 I'm going through a couple things right now. This has been enjoyable. We're watching Resident Alien with Alan Tudyk, which is fantastic if you are into awkward humor. If you're not, you're just going to be really uncomfortable. But it's fantastic if you like the and Alan Tudyk just does this so well. I don't know that this show can
Is he
happen.
a doctor?
He's an alien who has
No,
taken over.
I mean is he from Doctor Who? Was he a doctor on Doctor Who?
No. I'm like, He
I don't know
is
that name.
okay, well, he's Pirate Steve in Dodgeball.
Okay. That's where I know him from.
That guy, yes,
Okay.
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 All right. So now he's playing, he's an alien, and he was on a mission to destroy the all human life, and he crashed, and so he's got to rebuild the machine to destroy all of human life. But in the meantime, he's taken over he killed a human, now he looks like a human, and he's living this human's life while he figures out how to rebuild the thing that's going to destroy all the humans. So
Sounds like the show Solar Opposites.
okay.
It's the guy Is Dan Harmon? Justin Roiland, the guy who does Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah.
He has another animated show on Hulu that
Huh.
is these aliens who crashed onto Earth. They don't pretend to be humans though. They're like they're full out aliens. And
Mhm.
they're trying to rebuild their ship, and they have like this little alien baby thing that is supposed to grow up and like kill all of mankind.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's
So,
yeah. Kind of it's kind of similar to that. So he's living in this little small town, Colorado, and he has to become the little small town doctor. So he's reading up on how to be a doctor, and and there's one kid in town who is like his disguise that makes him appear human to everyone else. Doesn't work on 1% of the population, and there's this one punk kid in town who knows he's an alien. So he like there's all this back and forth between them. It's really fun, but I will tell you, like, it's just he's so awkward as a human that sometimes he just says stuff, and if you can't like deal with awkward silence, if you don't like that, you're not going to like the show. I love it. Like, it's just like killing me watching this show. So we've been watching that, and then because last week I was sick for a couple of days, so it was like I can't sleep, I need to watch something. I started watching His Dark Materials. Oh my gosh. Fantastic show. It's on
that
HBO
sounds
Max.
naughty.
It sounds so naughty and sounds like totally not I don't quite know why it's called that. I've been waiting to figure that out.
What are his dark materials?
But there's a parallel world to ours, and we're learning way more about that world, but they're like moving into our world. Like somebody has come from our world into their world. So we're not quite sure who everybody is, but everybody there has an animal that is basically, it's like a familiar, like witches have the familiar, like Sabrina had, had her cat.
Yeah.
But I will not let Patches watch it because there is some interaction where, like, if they want to hurt you, they can hurt your animal.
Oh,
And yeah, so there's like some, but it's not so much that I can't deal with it, but it definitely it does make you uncomfortable. Like, oh God, don't do that. But I'm like 3 minutes into it. I'm like, how is there a show that exists that has James McAvoy and he's got a big cat as they call them their demons. And it's a great big snow leopard, which is like my favorite animal. I'm like, nobody told me James McAvoy has a new show where his best friend is a snow leopard. So it's very interesting. The little girl that is the lead is a fantastic actress and is doing a great job. And it just like, it's one of those shows that's really intense and you have to pay attention, and the universe is kind of, you're learning it as you go, like why they have the animals and why there are different factions of people doing different things, and that why these children are being taken and what's happening to the children, and then how this ties into our actual reality. It's super, like, I love those very very well developed, lots of layers to the universe that you're creating that you have to really get into it. So I think I have one more episode of that and then I'm caught up. And then the other thing that I so recommend, and it's not really a binge because it's one episode at a time, and I'm actually going to go watch it right after we do this because I can't wait. The Nevers came out on HBO Max.
What is it about?
The
I've been
Nevers?
seeing a lot of that and like the kind of nerdy network. People are like talking about it. And I'm like, what is this?
It is set in Victorian London.
Love it already.
You're gonna love it. It's set in Victorian London. They're trying to figure out why all of these women have been what they call touched, which means they have special abilities. So the women have been like, yeah, we have special abilities and we're going to go out and get all of the girls that you're going to try to experiment on and treat like crap because they're weird. And we're going to bring them all together and we're going to kick ass. And so, like, they've got inventions and cool things, and there's a little bit of magic. It's like got a Sherlock Holmes feel with some supernatural tied in and a little bit of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like,
Wow,
yeah, it's really, really good. And like I said, and that was just watching the pilot episode, which I think is about maybe like an hour and a half long because they develop it. Yeah, they develop it, and you're just so intrigued by everything that's happening. And it's so beautifully shot because it's Victorian and the dresses are beautiful. And then, but like it's Victorian London, but then all of a sudden she's like driving a motorized vehicle because she's so awesome that she can just make one. Yeah, so it's really cool. And it was a big deal for HBO. It was like one of the shows that they were really setting up big time to develop, to promote, to get out there. So it's new episodes on Sunday nights. I would definitely recommend checking it out. It fits the vibe of everything that we really enjoy. It checks off all the boxes for what we talk about here on the Kind of Nerdy Girls. So
I have to steal your HBO Max then.
All right. Well, Johna, would you like me to give you the winners of the Kind of Nerdy Awards?
Yes, I've been waiting for literal months.
Oh my gosh, I know. All right. So I'm just gonna. Do you want me to go? I'm just going to go through the winners. I don't want to go through like all the nominees. If you can see all of this in the Kind of Nerdy Network, and I'm going to, when I have time, edit up the Kind of Nerdy Awards. I want to say thank you to the founders and our patrons in the Kind of Nerdy Network who all
thank the Academy.
Right, like they all participated. Everybody, they dressed up. They made, because we couldn't be together, so they made awards at home to like present.
Oh my gosh.
Some of them had acceptance speeches because Chris Evans can't be here tonight to accept this. So
sad.
I mean, like there were sound effects and there was music, and it was really, really fun. And I was so sick on Friday, and I got like an hour and a half where I was like, I'm okay. I put on my Black Widow cosplay. I was like, I can do this. And it was like, the energy was so great that I just, for an hour and a half, I wasn't sick. And then the awards were over, and I was like, we were still talking, and Ryan from the Kind of Nerdy Network was like in the chat, was like, KJ, are you okay? Like, no, I'm pretty much sick again. So I got an hour and a half of magic to do the Kind of Nerdy Awards. Best Kind of Nerdy movie, Johna, went to Wonder Woman 1984. Yes, applause, please. Thank you. Yeah. Best Kind of Nerdy show, which was a really tight race. Picard was the winner. Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist very close behind that, and The Queen's Gambit very close behind that. Okay. Favorite TV show to rewatch in 2020 was absolutely a landslide. The award goes to Supernatural.
Yes, obviously.
But that was a beefed up category. We had Sherlock, Lucifer, Gilmore Girls, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer in that.
Yeah. But I mean, you had so much time. It had literally Supernatural was so many episodes, but you literally had so much time last year to watch it.
Yes. The most controversial award of the year was the Best Kind of Nerdy video game, which went to Marvel's Avengers, which if you ask any actual gamer will tell you that game was trash. And that Ryan gave out the award, and he's like, I'm pretty sure it just won on the name from people who didn't know the game, because Animal Crossing, New Horizon, Marvel, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, even Crash Bandicoot, like all of them, according to the gaming world, were better than the Avengers. But
good job,
popular
Avengers,
vote here, guys. Popular vote. Best Kind of Nerdy actor, the only category that Chris Evans was nominated for and didn't win. The winner was Pedro Pascal for The Mandalorian.
Of course. I figured as much.
Yes. Best kind of nerdy actress went to Anya Taylor-Joy for The Queen's Gambit, which if you've watched that, she gave an incredible performance. Favorite guest on the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast went to Giancarlo Esposito from The Mandalorian. That was a very exciting moment for us. And best kind of nerdy podcast besides ours, congratulations to Geek Vibes Nation, who won that award. We love those guys. We do the Marvel Cinematic Review on Saturday nights.
Them a lot.
Yes, we do. Favorite kind of nerdy girl moment of 2020? Landslide. I mean, and we had the retelling of The Big Bird Dream. We had Shelley losing it on me about Schitt's Creek. We had Katie's story of the mummy saying meh. We had your first time watching Star Wars, but beating them all, no contest, was my crazy Chris Evans dream.
I'll take that loss. I'll take that L. Yep.
And finally, the most emotional moment of the Kind of Nerdy Awards in the history of the Kind of Nerdy Awards. We are proud to present for the first time ever the Kind of Nerdy Chris Evans Lifetime Achievement Award to Chris Evans.
Oh, yes.
Congratulations, Chris. We're so proud of you.
I'm so sad Chris can't be here to accept his award.
You're a hero. You're a great man.
We love you.
You're a fine specimen of humanity.
Don't block us, please.
There's no one like you. And if we ever slip into your DMs, we hope you'll be as kind to us as you were to Lizzo.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, Chris Evans.
Yes,
on
congrats,
this
Chris.
lifetime achievement. If at some point you'd like to accept this award in person, you are welcome. If you'd like to make a video and accept this award, we will play it later. If you'd like to send us a letter or an email, a telegram,
if you want to do a Zoom call, please let us know.
We are here for you.
For you, Chris.
Mr. Chris Evans. Thank you
Chris.
so much.
Yes.
And thank you all for tuning in, watching live, or listening to the Kinda Nerdy Girls podcast.
Join the Nerdy Girls podcast.
The Kinda Nerdy Girls are proud to be a part of the Just What I Needed network, and we certainly hope we were just what you needed. To support the show, you can get yourself some merch and show off that you are kinda nerdy. Go to kindofnerdygirls.com and click on the Kinda Nerdy shop. And while you're there, you can also support the show by getting access to behind the scenes footage, videos of our podcast, and never before heard episodes from our classic Kinda Nerdy vault. Just become a patron at kindofnerdygirls.com.